So Delta just let us know that our flight will not be taking off. About 2 o'clock in the morning, we are headed to an airport, and hopefully we'll be able to take off tomorrow morning. But absolutely ridiculous to let us wait this long. We've been here since 9:30 to just now let us know we're not making the flight. How do you feel? Horrible. Update, spent the night in Georgia, woke up at 7:30 this morning to make it back to the airport to get on our flight. Found out our flight has been delayed yet again. Amazing, perfect, love. Pray for us. Lioness is struggling hard.
Y'all, we have now made it to the first week of the U.S. government shutdown. And what we just seen is just a glimpse of what people can look forward to if this continues on too long. I'm talking flight cancellations, paying out of pocket for hotels, and sitting at the airport for hours with no answers. And I want to be clear, we are just in the beginning stages. And many people have been traveling within the last couple of days saying that the airport has been manageable and it's not looking too bad. But let's be honest, when TSA and air traffic control miss their first paycheck, do you really think stuff is going to be sweet at the airport for you? And as I said in my last video, I project that they'll all start getting the cooties at once.
We are seeing air traffic control staffing issues now several days in a row, often in places that don't typically have staffing issues, like here in Phoenix that saw about 250 delays coming in and out of this airport yesterday.
Okay, pause right there, because I need to clear something up real quick. TSA is the Transportation Security Administration, which falls under, you guessed it, the federal government, specifically under Homeland Security. Simone, why are you telling us this? Folks that are going through all your stuff at security, telling you to throw away your bottles because you forgot to check how much fluid ounces you're allowed to take, work for Uncle Sam. And I wanted to point that out because that is not Delta, American, or whatever airline you like to fly with. And the same goes for air traffic controllers. They actually work for the FAA, which is part of the what? Part of the Department of Transportation. So if TSA workers start calling in sick, or the control staff isn't there to guide the planes, is that technically the airline's fault? Or is this a government staffing problem? Now, I just want you guys to critically think about this, because if you get the wrong type of ticket, it may be debatable if you should get a refund or not. So I want to paint the picture for you. You're at TSA, but you're at TSA taking forever because all the TSA agents said, hey, you better have my money like ODB, and it ain't here, so I didn't show up. And now you're in a long line full of people that want to go to their destinations, but you can't get there because you have to get past security. And there is nobody at security to make sure that you are falling within the requirements to get past security. Or maybe there is TSA agents there, but not enough of them to move you all in fast enough, because these are the things that can cause you to miss your flight. If TSA handles security and FAA handles flight control, if either one of these government groups is not performing their jobs because of the ripple effects from the government shutdown, that is not on the airline, which then might be a problem for you. I need you to fully grasp what I'm saying so you aren't caught in the wildfire of being unprepared.
And in California, one major airport tower went to ATC Zero. The lights are on at the Hollywood Burbank Airport Control Tower, but Monday evening, there was no one home. Control staffing went to ATC Zero, meaning there was no one in the control tower. Pilots were redirected to controllers at other FAA facilities.
The planes are closed, ground closed, local closed, and the tower is closed due to staffing. So you just contact SoCal on the 800 number in the green book for your clearance.
And flyers felt the impact.
They rerouted us to LAX and they gave us a voucher.
Staffing issues, including sick calls, hit several major airports and ATC centers on day 6 of the government shutdown, with staffing at some facilities down by 50%.
If we have additional sick calls, we will reduce the flow consistent with a rate that's safe.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy visited controllers at Newark Airport Monday, warning the shutdown would add more stress to their lives.
Now, what they think about as they're controlling our airspace is, do I have to take a second job and drive Uber when I'm already exhausted from doing a job that's already stressful, to think about how I can make extra money because the government may not provide me a paycheck?
Back in Burbank, some travelers who face delays empathized with the controllers.
That's the way they have to protest, right? They have no other way to show that It's hurting not just them, but us.
Now, the Air Traffic Controllers Union says in a statement attempted to downplay these staffing issues, it is normal for a few air traffic controllers to call in sick on any given day. And this is the latest example of how fragile our aviation system is in the midst of a national shortage. This is not normal. It is not normal to see staffing levels, staffing triggers, as we have seen here. Something to note, during the last long shutdown, 2018 and 2019, we saw ATC sick calls climb, but that was about 30 days into the shutdown. This is about a week. And these workers haven't missed a paycheck yet, Nate.
When they start missing them paychecks, everybody's going to get the cooties at once. You're going to get to the airport like, yeah, I'm about to go on that vacation. Yeah, I'm about to go on that trip. Air traffic control finna be missing. Pilots finna be missing. The flight attendants going to be missing because they probably already know when people miss that first paycheck, it's a wrap. And I, along with most people, are watching this, clenching our pearls right now. Like, what is about to happen come November 1st? Will the government reopen so flights can go back to normal? And I would like you all to comment down below. How long do you think that the TSA workers are going to continue clocking in without pay? And word on the street is a lot of federal employees might not be getting that back pay. A lot of people were like, oh, it's cool. They'll get back pay at the end of the shutdown. If they don't get that, they might stop coming in tomorrow. If they even feel like they're not going to get paid. Do y'all really think anybody wants to work for free? And y'all comment down below if y'all have been hearing that. I feel like a lot of federal employees are willing to go to work, even without pay, as long as they know that at the end of all of this government shutdown stuff, they will be back paid. But in the event that that's not true, forget November 1st. People are going to start calling in sick a lot sooner than we even projected. The first comment of this video says, I want to tip y'all so bad, but I heard we couldn't do that. Why not? Because they're not getting paid any other type of way right now. I don't know. We even got one right here in the comments. He already in his uniform. He said, listen, they better get a tip jar for each of us. I'm not even mad at him because I'm not sure how many people are willing to go to work without pay. Now, this is another video of lines at the airport at TSA. And this is extremely long. I don't know if you guys can see the people all the way in the back, but that's crazy. But what's even more interesting is that ain't gonna be nothing compared to if all those TSA agents don't show up and start calling in sick. This is going to look like a good day at the airports. With all this going on, I want to give you guys some things to think about whenever you are traveling. If you have to travel during this government shutdown, it's going to save you time, money, and help you with your sanity. The last thing y'all want is to be stuck at the airport like that lady in the first clip, tired, frustrated, and possibly pulling out your credit card for a hotel that you didn't plan to stay at. What we seen in the first video is exactly how it starts. A few delays here, a few cancellations there. Now, you might be talking to people around you in your circle and they're like, hey, I was at this airport, everything was fine. Meanwhile, there's other people saying the TSA line at their airport was looking like Six Flags on a Saturday. And just because you're hearing some people say they're not having issues at their airport doesn't mean that's going to be the case for you. Right now, it's calm at a lot of airports, but this could quickly turn to the Hunger Games at the gates. I need y'all to remember, the longer this shutdown stays in effect, the more we're going to see stuff slow down. If you are going to be traveling soon, it would behoove you to get travel insurance. So if your flight gets delayed or canceled, the travel insurance can help cover the cost so you're not sitting in the airport mad, broke, and hungry. Being stuck at the airport with no refund and no snacks sounds like the beginning of a villain's origin story. Also, check with your credit card if you have one for any benefits. A lot of credit cards already have things like travel insurance included with your credit card. And don't feel bad, that travel protection often goes overlooked by a lot of people. But just think about cards like the Chase Sapphire, which could cover trip cancellations and delays. Amex and Capital One Venture even have some benefits of their own when it comes to travel. Another thing I want you to be aware of is that basic economy a lot of the time does not guarantee a refund. And this is with most airlines. Right now specifically, I'm on the United Airlines website where it states here, the only way to make changes to a basic economy trip is to cancel your flights and to book new ones. And if you cancel within 24 hours of purchase, you get a partial travel credit. Let's take a look at Delta Airlines. They actually have a whole chart you have to look at, but nonetheless, let's not get confused and thrown off. It says here, under Delta Main Basic Economy ticket, cancel or refund your flight. Under where it states Delta Main Basic Economy ticket, if we scroll down to read the fine print, it says within 24 hours of flight departure, remaining value minus $99 to $199. And then it says cancellation charge. Now, this one might sting a little bit, but I just read you guys some valuable information that backs up what I'm about to say. Now, I get it. We all love a deal, but basic economy right now is the definition of you get what you pay for. Let's talk about what the Department of Transportation actually says according to the website, not me. And it says here, am I entitled to a refund? In the following situations, customers are entitled to a refund of the ticket price and/or associated fees. The first one would include canceled flights. A customer is entitled to a refund if the airline canceled a flight, regardless of the situation, and the customer chooses not to travel. But I need y'all to note, it said if the airline canceled a flight. If TSA is held up or non-available, that's not the airline. Or if there's any issues with air traffic control, that is not the airline. It also goes on to state that people could be entitled to refunds if there is a schedule change or significant delay. Going on to say this, a customer is entitled to a refund if the airline made a significant schedule change and/or significantly delays a flight and the customer chooses not to travel. But in the fine print, it states, DOT has not specifically defined what constitutes a significant delay. And whether you're entitled to a refund depends on many factors, including the length of the flight and your particular circumstances. DOT determines whether you're entitled to a refund following a significant delay on a case-by-case basis. And you know what I would not want is to try to argue my case with thousands of other people because they're facing the same issue I am. If I got a ticket that was non-refundable and I don't have travel insurance and I'm wishing upon a star that they say that my case is worthy of a refund. But here's the key part. If you bought a non-refundable ticket, like basic economy, you only get the refund if the airline cancels the flight or makes a schedule change. Whatever happens, it needs to be on the airline in order to make sure that you are getting a refund because you got a non-refundable flight. But if that wasn't bad enough, let's also just show you guys on the Department of Transportation where it talks about the following situations where customers are not entitled to refunds except under very limited circumstances. Oh my. It states here, non-refundable tickets, which a lot of the time include what? Basic economy tickets. Non-refundable tickets. Customers who purchase non-refundable tickets are not entitled to a refund unless the airline makes a promise to refund or if the airline cancels a flight or a significant schedule change. Now, this isn't according to me, y'all. This is according to the Department of Transportation. So you're kind of at the mercy of the airlines if they want to help you out or not. But it states here what is allowed. And just when you think it can't get no worse than that, I know a lot of y'all are like, what about the hotels? That would be called incidental expenses. And according to the Department of Transportation, a customer who incurs incidental expenses such as a rental car, hotel room, or meal due to a significantly delayed or canceled flight is not y'all, entitled to a refund of the incidental expense. I hope it's really clicking and hitting home why I'm saying getting a non-refundable ticket, aka possibly a basic economy ticket, or not having travel insurance could be very dangerous and costly even if you are traveling during this government shutdown. So get prepared, y'all. You know what I stumbled upon? A Reddit article where somebody is inquiring about the government shutdown, stating, shutdown related refund. And this person posted this question 3 hours ago. Hi, I'm a government employee deemed accepted. I don't know if you meant essential, but anyway, had my basic economy ticket for this week to go on vacation. But we are instructed not to take any leaves at work. I've received a full travel credit when I called customer service and explained the situation, but I'm wondering if they would completely refund me for the cancellation. Do y'all notice that they gave him a credit, not a refund for his basic economy flight? Remember how I said that could be left up to the discretion of the airline because if you have a basic economy flight, a lot of them aren't refundable. And to be honest, it seems like they were looking out like they did him a favor. But let's read some of the comments. The top comment says, they shouldn't have even given you the credit. Ooh, tough crowd. And the person underneath is like, what? How rude. Elaborate. They ended up getting negative downvoted for that comment. And the person who said that they shouldn't have even been given the credit got 7 upvotes. And here is why. They replied with, basic economy means no changes and credits without paying more. Remember, I've been warning y'all this whole time how this can be dangerous, costly, how you aren't going to be prioritized in the event that you have flight cancellations due to the government shutdown. At this point, if you aren't sending this video to anybody that has any expected travel in the next 2 days, 2 months, I don't care. What are you doing? Be a good friend. Be a good family member. Because I'm really trying to help y'all out. But this dialogue's getting a little juicy. They said here, I'm familiar with the terms and conditions of fares under normal circumstances. If you refer to those, you're correct. But I asked a question regarding an unusual scenario, not depending on my personal wants or preferences. 2 more downvotes. They ended up replying with, that's what insurance is for. You can buy insurance that covers work-related cancellations. You didn't. They did you a favor. And I know it sounds harsh. Yes, the delivery may be a little harsh, might be a tough crowd, but they did do him a favor. And he is correct. That is what insurance is for. And the good thing about y'all is y'all are seeing this happen in real time, so you don't have to go through it yourself. I'm telling you what could happen in the event that you go out there purchasing the wrong type of ticket for your flight with no insurance. With all the mayhem that's going on, you're taking big risks. Don't be risky. And they commented back with this. You're missing the point. You choose to take the risk of basic economy for a personal trip. If it's not the airline's fault, then it's usually completely unchangeable. Don't book basic economy if you don't want flexibility. I have just proven to you all, it might not be that easy to change your flight or to get a refund. And in the midst of all the chaos, you want to be taken care of, right? You want to be able to get to your destination and you want somebody to care. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If you book basic economy, you're going to be at the back of the line. Everybody else is going to come before you because you booked basic economy. Don't you want them to look in your direction? And this isn't to shame anybody who needs to book basic economy because that's just the best option for you. I just want you to be aware of what could be coming in these coming weeks, days, with this government shutdown. Discounted tickets might end up costing you your sanity. Getting basic economy right now, if you don't have to, is like dating your ex. You would think it's saving something, but deep down, you know it's gonna cost you. You know it! Another tip that I would give you all is to wait to book if you don't have to go out in all this mayhem during this government shutdown. Just hold off and see how it plays out. If the shutdown ends soon, perfect. But if it drags on, you might be glad that you waited. But if you absolutely must book, please look into the travel insurance and see if that's something that will work well for you. The travel insurance, as well as skipping the basic economy, might be the best combination.
Why did I choose this month to be flying all over the place? I have a flight October 9th, October 10th, October 12th, October 16th, October 18th. And this whole government shutdown thing is making me very scared of doing all that.
Yeah.
Everywhere I'm seeing is saying that like this week should be okay, but next week is definitely not going to be if it's still shut down, and I'm scared. Airports I'm flying in and out of are DFW. That is on Thursday. So hopefully that one's okay because that is a bigger airport. San Diego, Vegas, and Boise. Boise and San Diego are next week. I don't know what to do. This is weird. And I'm literally flying home Saturday, the 18th at 10 p.m. and my son's birthday is the next morning, the next day, which I cannot miss. What would you do? What do I do? Help. And don't make this political. Genuinely concerned.
What would I do? I would make sure that ticket ain't basic economy and I would get some travel insurance. I would be looking at them credit cards to see, hey, do I have some perks? Travel reimbursements, travel insurance, covering any sort of delays, flight cancellations. I need it all. And that's if I absolutely had to fly. If I didn't have to fly, I wouldn't fly. And girl, where are you going with all these flights? Because it's given important. I'm not mad at it. All them flights was given essential worker. If it was me, I'm going to be as nice as I can to everybody that works at the airport. The TSA, what you need? Y'all are allowed to have an attitude today because y'all know how TSA be sometimes. They be rude. But this one time, I let it slide. I let it slide till this government shutdown is over. I'm going to be right back giving y'all the side eye if y'all being rude after all of this is done because I get being mad because you're not getting paid right now. Granted, I can only imagine what they deal with on a day-to-day basis because they be saying the same thing all day.
I have a really good idea. What if, because of the shutdown and we all need to get through security and we all have places, Addie has a big birthday. We have a trip to go on.
Girl, they don't care.
What if, when we're in line, we just all give them $1? If you don't know what I'm talking about, the government is shut down. So TSA agents are government employees. They're not getting paid. So a lot of them, rightfully so, are calling in sick. They aren't coming to work, whatever. If this keeps going on, this is going to be a huge problem for everybody. So think about it. Think of the hundreds of people that go through TSA a day. What if literally every single one of you just handed them $1?
I don't think there is going to be any TSA workers to tip if they don't get paid come November 1st. I can't see them showing up for a tip jar if the shutdown isn't going to back pay them their checks. So if you see me at the airport, I'm there to collect the tip jar because TSA ain't going to be there. They ain't going to be there. Give it to me. I'll take it.
What if literally every single one of you just handed them $1? At the end of the day, they're going to make more than their paycheck and know they're appreciated, and we can just all go on our merry way. Addie, what do you think of my plan?
I think it's 7 in the morning.
It is 7 in the morning, but I dreamed about this last night, and I was like, you know what? That is brilliant. Everybody take dollars to the airport.
That would be a positive turn to all of this if people just started tipping the TSA workers $1, helping them with the payments while all this crazy government shutdown stuff is going on, because people need to get paid. Somebody in the comments says, as government workers, we can't take money for our services. Is that when terms and conditions apply? Because if you're not getting paid, why can't they be tipped? I'm a little confused. If you work for TSA or the airport, or if you're affected by this government shutdown, is that true that y'all can't take tips? Because if so, that's crazy. For anybody taking flights at the airport, I need to know down below. Are you nervous and are you scared? How do you feel about this whole government shutdown thing, TSA not getting paid, air traffic control not getting paid? And do you have travel insurance if you are traveling? And if you're watching this video at any time during the government shutdown and you've traveled, comment down below what day is it and how bad was the airport when you went. Hopefully I don't have any comments from after November 1st, because after that, I think it's going to get real. But we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.